I want to talk to you today about the topic of sponsorship in the context of developing a leader. Whenever we speak about any form of leader development initiative or investment, the name sponsor figures quite prominently. So, who is really a sponsor? Is the sponsor the one who approves the expense for a leader development investment, including maybe an executive education program or a coaching engagement? Is that the role of a sponsor? Or is the sponsor the one who participates in the 360-degree feedback process or meets the coach and gives a brief about what is expected from the coaching assignment? Is that the role of a sponsor? Actually, not. To understand the true meaning of what sponsorship means, we need to take a somewhat historical perspective to the subject. Well before ideas like talent management and talent councils became popular, a sponsor was simply someone who genuinely believed in an individual's performance and potential and had a genuine interest in investing in that person's progress in the organization towards a certain specific position. And to this end, the sponsor did everything that he or she was capable of doing, had the influence and the authority to do to forward that person's career. One, in the interest of the organization, to fill an important position, and in the interest of the individual because the sponsor believed in that person's ability to grow. Typically, a sponsor would be, let's say, the promoter of a business who saw a young, bright spark as a management trainee and saw that person maybe growing rapidly and spotted that person and said, look, why don't we give this person the opportunity? Why don't we expose this person to this project? Why don't we invite this person to be part of this group which is solving this problem? How about sending this person to work with our joint venture partners? How about an executive education opportunity? And so on and so forth. So sponsorship means I really had a stake, I stick my neck out and advocate for that person's growth. But then what happened? As organizations became larger, there was an impression, partly true and partly mistaken, that leaders tend to be biased, that leaders play favorites, and therefore this judgment and ownership should be taken away from leaders. Leaders were told that talent doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the organization. So, over a period of time, while we took away the so-called subjectivity and biases and playing favorites, we lost something which was very important. There was no single person who was personally sticking her or his neck out for the advancement of an individual. We replaced it with some terrific processes, councils, groups, and forums, and so on and so forth. While all of that is there, when it comes to the crunch and the individual looks around and says, who is really going to sponsor my career? There is actually no single person. I think that is what we have really lost. I think we need to not swing to the other extreme, but find a balance. That people in positions of leadership must, I think, in the interest of the organization and people, stick their neck out and say, I want to be the sponsor of this person's career advancement in the organization. In my good judgment, I think this person can be given these opportunities, can advance into these positions, and here is what the person needs to go and do. And therefore, that interest and that genuine concern will give me the right to also speak to that person hold a mirror, give candid feedback, and help the person take developmental opportunities seriously. Anything short of that is really not sponsorship. It's just about being a good boss, giving some feedback, and hoping that the system will take care of the person. This might sound somewhat of a radical view, but if we really want to develop leaders for the future, there must be an executive sponsor. And I must clarify, sponsorship is not a bad word. Sponsorship is not about playing favorites. Sponsorship is about sticking my professional reputation there and saying, I want to bet on this person. How about that?
Audio Jungle.